Hey everyone. Hey Danny, mainly. I'm calling you out. I'm the one I'm talking to right now. You need to remember where you are, where you've been, and where you're going. If there's a chance you can remember exactly what was going through my mind before this video, you come to a realization that, you get so many affirmations in life that you're doing the right thing. It's very peaceful, humbling feeling. It makes you breathe deeper. I'm trying to think about it and breathe. I just want you, Danny, to know. So I'm telling myself before anybody else, anything. It's a matter of reflection. As long as we do our best, guys, we have to understand one thing. In the light of day, if you give it your hardest, there's really going to be nobody but yourself that's going to bring you down. It's up to us. As an individual, we make ourselves wholesome, healthy, and full. We're able to go into a group of people, workplace, community, therapy, whatever situation you got going on. It almost applies to everything. If you are the best person you can be at that very moment, it holds value. And you'll learn, it's a growing thing. It'll make you feel good about yourself. You find out the things you like to do and you let that shine. Whatever it is. Even if it's a bad thing, I don't like to say, oh yeah, somebody should keep skinning cats. But although that person, that's what they like to do, that's what they're good at, or something, whatever. We have to understand that most of the time we're just trying to do the best we can. Even in the heartache moments, I'm emphasizing on this because you're going to be blasted with all sorts of negativity and highs and lows throughout the day. It's really up to us to discern how we kind of react to those things. So when we try to boil it down, you have to understand that people make a decision for a reason. And although we feel that that decision might be a little different than what we think is best and how we should do it, we have to understand that that's what that person decided to do. And if we live in a society where everybody's confident in themselves, loves themselves, and knows that they're a loving contribution to the whole, we will weed out all the false mimics and jesters and anybody that, obvious it's wrongdoing. I had a really big heart-to-heart with myself, and I was proud of myself when I came to this because it's taken me a little bit to kind of ponder upon the thought of good and evil. So we can obviously we all know what good, we all can understand if we say good and evil to somebody. So most play tells and any kind of theatrical movie, anything that you watch, it comes down to a good guy and a bad guy. And I was thinking about it one day. I'm just like, what? Because I get upset with the world about what the world's doing. It's out of my control. I can only do so much. I can think so much and feel so much, and I get wrapped up in it. When you think about the rationalization of that person making that decision, so we look what we're good at. Unfortunately, some people are good at some weird things, but when you get down to it, somebody made a decision. That's what we're dealing with, no matter what. In any circumstance that we look at, somebody else has made a decision. We get to decide to react or, choose a path, choose something that betters us. Well, when we go back and look at how that affects everybody else, it's detrimental. It's bad. People get caught up in that system. A circular thinking that no, I'm not going to be able to get out of this. I can't do it. So we literally need to change ourselves right now. Like, not necessarily put up with the norm, not necessarily put up with anything. You have to stand for yourself. And if you don't see something like working towards yourself, don't overreact. Keep your calm and understand that somebody else made that decision. And you have a decision to make as well. You can get upset. You can get enthralled about something that nobody can control almost. So we're gonna fixate. We're gonna sit there and really worry about don't dwell on shit, guys. It's that simple. I definitely aim not to. I didn't really know where I was going with this recording. I was really mainly trying to remind myself today I kind of took a little bit bigger of a step than I normally would. I offered myself up quite a bit for kind of like a greater good. Okay. I'm going to try getting back to that thought of that good and evil. So, think of a common parable or some kind of story you've heard where there was a hero and a villain. I was thinking about this super hard one day. Like, what's good and evil? And it kind of made sense to me when I thought about this, that in society and what I perceive as common perception, if you were to show something evil in front of a majority of people, I would call that evil. So when you look at individual acts of evil and good, I'll get to the good. What's the basis of that person's decision to make that evil? What I see is that most of the time, evil decisions, in quotes, bunny ears or whatever, are made in an act that you value yourself more than others. Act of self-preservation, so to speak. And that can be regarded as, that's what I'm kind of like trying to build a scaffold to. That's maybe the term of evil. And then if we look at the other side of it, acts of kindness and goodness is more so of valuing yourself more, others more than yourself. Look at, I'm just trying to draw a parallel, and I think it's pretty close. Evil kind of acts are when you care about yourself more than others. And acts of kindness and goodness are deemed more of like you are willing, martyrdom. I can't think of the right word, but where you value the group more than yourself. That's the willing acceptability level. That's where heroes come from. You know what I mean? And then you get to a villain standpoint, and most villains that we perceive in society and what they show on the screen, it seems like they're more concerned about themselves more than others. It's just like, it's a fundamental thing to me, because you can't draw a line. It's not black and white. All this kind of in the grays. I mean, what's a white lie? You know what I mean? You can get as silly as that to some crazy shit about what defines good and evil. I have found that most acts of good are more geared towards helping other people, valuing other people more than yourselves. Acts of evil and good. Evil is like self-preservation. You're trying to get one up, or I don't know what it is. I'm not an evil person, so But I can see that in my everyday life. That's part of ego, why we're able to survive as humans. Like, that's almost like the reason why we have to survive as a species can be deemed as evil. Because when you're trying to procreate and spread your DNA, a lot of evil shit can happen. You have to eat meat, whatever. Yeah, to survive, you have to eat something. You have to consume something. Something has to be transferred, and the whole problem. I'm not delving into too much, but in the comments, if anybody's listening, if they have something better to say or to add on to it, I'm totally up for it. But as so far right now, even this one I felt as a little kid, it made sense to me when you're on the playground and everybody's playing, but you have one person that doesn't really jive with it and is aggravating the situation, and they say, who cares about that? Could have been seen as like a bad thing, evil or something like that. Like, nobody wants. There's so many situations in your life. Just try to think about this for a second. When you yourself, your loved one, employee, employer, anybody in your life, if you think that they did something bad, really don't put yourself in their shoes, but look at the decisions and try to empathize a little bit, and look into, like, okay, so even though I thought that was bad, they might not have thought that was bad or good. Because a lot of times you get caught up in some blinding light where everything's great. It's that person or what that ideal can't go wrong. You still have to counteract both of them. It's weird to say, but there's almost no getting around it. It's intricate in everyday life with us. As long as we're able to kind of understand it, look at it, and appreciate it, love it, be disgruntled with it, whatever you want to. It's a lesson we have to learn. And if we don't, then guess what? We're going to be that bully in the schoolyard that nobody likes, everybody hates, everybody thinks they're doing bad. Or we can be the shining golden boy or girl that does nothing wrong. Teachers, you have to understand, it's not a this or that. It's literally bigger than black and white. It's, as a race, how the pigments work out. It's so much bigger, guys. As long as we're able, first off, my best advice to every human being, animal, anybody that's willing to listen: you love yourself. You love you. I love me. I love myself so much. I have so much appreciation for myself. I wake up every morning with a grateful heart. I might come out of my dreams kind of upset, pissed off about the day before or whatever. But as soon as I'm able to catch a breath and recenter myself, think about it, guys. The first thought you need when you wake up is to have a grateful heart, to be happy. That sets a tone for the rest of the day, the rest of your week, month, year, life. Wake up with a grateful heart. Be happy about yourself. You are worth it. People that need to hear that, you're worth it. I don't know you, you don't know me, but I can guarantee you, you're worth it. I'm worth it. Every single person's worth it. They have their place in this grand scheme, good or bad. We're going to be able to decide for this amongst ourselves. We don't have to fret. We don't have to panic. We need to really hone in on ourselves, understand who we are, what we like, what we love, what we hate, dislike. We need to know those things. Otherwise, you're almost hurting the people around you. Think about it for a second, guys. Every single little action you make, good or bad, whatever it is, it can be perceived as different to somebody else. We really need to know in ourselves that our actions and our thoughts and likeness, being, everything about us, we need to live that. We need to learn to love it within ourselves. Because if we're lying to ourselves, if we're trying to make a mockery of ourselves when we're out in the presence of other people, If you're building this scapegoat in your mind that they don't see the true me, you need to show people the true you. Because when you show people you see it to yourself. This, like I started this video, this is all a matter of reflection. I will go back on this video, listen, and think about what I'm telling myself. This is mainly for me. But I know for a fact the tools that I use work for me, and if they can work for other people, even better. There's so much about this world that when you dig yourself such a deep enough hole, the light doesn't look so big, but get yourself out of that hole. Think broader, love more, be happy. There's no reason to be mad around other people. When it comes down to it, guys, there's no need for it to be disgruntled, mad, upset. Whoever you come across, you can smile. You can smile. Just give it an attempt. People will see that. People will see you shine. It's not that hard. You have to tell yourself, though. That's the medium I'm getting at with myself. So much has been happening to me throughout the past 6 months, I would say. I would guesstimate everything in the 6 months period. I went from not really understanding what I was going through or what I was doing. It came to about a 2.5 hour, 3 hour car drive for me to realize there's an idea right there for me. I need to do it, And from that point to here, I go about my everyday life, and I understand the lessons I've been taught throughout my life, and things I love and things I use. And when I come across things that are striking and heartfelt to other people, that's my biggest lesson right now, I would say. It hurts me more to see people in pain than to be in pain myself. Whether that be an evil act or good act, I can see it as almost both. It's not benefiting me anything to feel sorry for anybody. It's not. Yet I kind of do. Although I'm a loving person, so I'm not going to get too hard on myself about it. I'm going to roll with the punches and try to figure things out. There's no need to set yourself in stone. Stay fluid, guys. You have to understand that we're made of water. Everything's static. Everything vibrates. Just try to keep that in your heart, mind and soul, body. Whatever kind of thing that works for you, do it. You have to. And then if it's so bad, then you just won't exist. You won't be a part of everyday life. So hold that to your heart. It's kind of a funny thing. Like they say in the books, stories, movies, heroes always win. So kind of be a hero, I guess. Be a hero to you, yourself, and others. Believe in yourself, guys. Seriously, I love living life so much. It's very hard, very, very hard. It really makes it all worth it. You build yourself up strong enough, we're all gonna do great things. You'll see it, people will see it. I'm gonna end it here for now, guys. Thank you. And Danny, strive for greatness. I'm watching you. You're doing great, man. I love you. And I love everybody too. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed one, guys. Bye.